social and ethical aspects of cybersecurity, and the session will be taken up by Ms. Nisha Dua. She is the mentor and coach innovative teaching, learning technology, cyber safety and wellness. Nisha Dua is a dynamic and visionary educationist with a passion to enlighten and empower young minds to be ethical, responsible, and successful global citizens. She has been associated with Intel, Meta, Facebook, Google, and Cyber Peace Foundation, managing the online safety programs for children and youth. She has conducted over 75 cyber safety workshops for educators, learners, financial institutions, corporates, and general public. Ms. Nisha is currently associated with National Council of Education, Research and Training, supporting content development, webinars, and workshops as the designated master trainer. Welcome, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll share my screen now. Hello. Ma'am, can I share my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, so I can start now. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dr. Behra, Dr. Indu, Dr. Angel, and many thanks for inviting me for this very prestigious session. And good morning, my dear friends also. Congratulations on being invited as the resource persons who will take the learnings ahead in your own communities and societies. And you've been having fantastic, training programs since 2 days, where very valuable inputs have been given by some of the very esteemed speakers on all aspects of cyber safety, whether it is personal safety, safety on social media, data security, web browser security, and also the wellness part. My session is a little different. Today, I am going to focus on the core issue which drives people to do what they do on the internet. We find that a lot of young people, everybody in fact, especially the young people, do something brave, not brave, I would say fearless, reckless, and foolishly brave, and also sometimes unkind and untruthful things on social media and other internet sites, which they normally would not do in their physical lives. And what happens in our day-to-day physical life? We have we want to have a persona. We don't want to upset anybody, annoy anybody. But then, why do we become so reckless in the online space? And that is number one. And number two is how we, as educators, can actually help them coming on the track. So my essential question will be: how can the virtual world be positive and enabling for and by the young people? Now, I have underlined for young people and by the young people, because, and I'll be explaining it as we go ahead. So I'll concentrate on sharing with you and also getting your perspectives on the values, ethics, and practices that can be applied in virtual space to make it a positive, enabling, and a learning space, especially for young people whom we are targeting. So all of us know that values are an integral part of Indian society. Okay, values means mulya, ethics is niti, and ethics is sishtachar. Values are our beliefs which drive us to do what we do and what we do not do, to differentiate between the right and wrong. In fact, values are our moral compass. Like compass guides us in the physical space if we lose direction. And if in our physical or online space, if we are not sure which path we should take, then we have to go back to our conscious and we have to refer to our moral compass, which will give us the right direction. Like as I said, that values and ethics, they inform our thoughts, words, and actions. And they, you are sitting here, you are wanting is because of your inherent value to actually reform yourself, to upgrade yourself, and then you want to change, things on the ground. You want to help people on the ground by giving the right messages. So you are also sitting here because of your values, because what you follow and what you want to do. Okay, like I said, that values are an inherent part of the Indian culture. And we have been teaching value education, and I have taken some of the books from NCRT sites only. And values have been taught from the Gurukul times, and they go on. We teach them today. They may be called moral science. It may be called value education, or whatever. Okay. Now, on the right hand side, there is a photo of a tree. I have been teaching in schools for about 15 years. And as a school teacher, this was always a part of not even my classroom, everybody else's classroom. This poster, this chart, we always had. And I'm sure a lot of you still have in your classrooms. Why do we put it up? Because from the young stage, we want to imbibe right values to our children. So we talk about classroom rooms. We have some ethics and etiquettes for the classroom. Then we have good manners. So these are some of the ethics and etiquettes and values that we inculcate in our children. As soon as a child is born, the parents, because of their from home only, they start inculcating values, and then educators and the society and all take on. And let me tell you, I'm a proud Indian. I can tell you, I have visited about 20 plus countries in the world. And not because I'm an Indian, but generally, if I had to speak very, practically and, in India, our children, our society still maintains some kind of values. And definitely things have deteriorated from the past because of various issues. But if you compare current students, current children, current youth, our youth are quite value driven. But I'll bring later. So here, the value-based education is and has been called out in new national education policy also. Like I said, it was always there in the curriculum, but it has been called out very clearly in NEP 2020. Now, I would like to ask you if you can write one word or small phrase in the chat. Why do you think we follow values? Why, in the society, we are driven to follow the right etiquettes, the right values, the right norms? So if you could just put it in the chat box. Yes, I'm getting acceptance, live peacefully, harmony, organized and systemic life, integrity, so that society can function in a proper manner, peace in life. Fantastic answers. Discipline in the society, healthy society, so be good and have good. Excellent. Now I'll move on to my presentation. There is one right value, bring out right order in society. To be decent person, people in the society, and seek acceptance from society, cooperative society. Value gives right direction. Okay, thank you. Now, thank you so much for your interactiveness. Now I'll move on to my session, please. Yes, friends, you are so right. I have put a few. I have put a few points here because we want to we want to fulfill the expectations from the society. That is why we don't want to be called out. We don't want to be singled out. Okay. So the expectations from people around us, it may be a family, it may be friends, it may be educators, it may be peers, it may be neighbors. Okay. All, and then expectations from society and expectations from the nation, because we want to be accepted in society, as a few people had said. Then upholding a reputation. We don't want to be called as a misbehaved, or we don't want to be called out in any way. Our reputation depends on how we conduct ourselves. Okay. And we conduct ourselves based on the values. So definitely, I don't think anybody would want a bad reputation in the society. Then it's fear of punishment. Obviously, there are some ethics and norms which are illegal, are unlawful, or otherwise, if children do something wrong, they are punished in the school or at home. So fear of punishment. Then last one is a fear of retribution. Retribution is, as you sow, so shall you reap. If I do wrong to the others, then others will also do wrong to me. So that feeling is also there. So these are the reasons. And then this is an integral part of a DNA to follow values. Thank you for your answers. All your answers have been encapsulated in this slide. Okay. So I want you to just put on your imaginary thinking cap. Now think, what if we were invisible? Or we could assume any avatar or personality. Okay, what are the three things you would want to do? You don't need to write it in the chat box. If you want to write, if you don't want to write, this is personal to you. You don't need to write. But I just want you to imagine three things that you would want to do if you were invisible. I'm giving you 30 seconds for that. What if I was invisible? What would I do? Okay, so I did this activity face to face with a group of primary around class 5 students some time back. That what if you were invisible? What you would do? Now, class 5 child is an innocent child. So somebody said, I'll go to my favorite sweet shop and get the chocolate cake. The other said that that ice cream chap who comes, I will quietly open and then take a choco bar from there. Okay, there was another child who said that I will go and hide my younger sister's things and then just trouble her and give her back later. Okay, and then there was this, a boy who said that there is a family living near the railway station in a neighborhood. They live in a small hut. They don't have anything, but they don't want to beg. They don't want to take things from the people. So I will go there. If I'm invisible, I'll quietly go there and put some clothes and eatables in their house. So the children came up with these things. So sometimes what happens that, when you are invisible, a lot of times you want to do the things for which others should not judge you. Like we said, that you want to do right things because you want to do right in the society. It's your own reputation and punishment and retribution. So sometimes if we give this kind of a power to somebody, a lot of times people do come up, and it's a human nature. I'm not judging anybody. I would also think that if I was invisible, I would do something which I'm not judged for. Okay, so you tend to think of those things which you otherwise may not do in your real life because you will be judged or you will be punished. Now, why I am saying this? This is because of the internet is a place where one can be invisible, one can be anonymous, one can assume any identity. You are not face to face with the people. You are not interacting with other human beings in that sense. It is, in the physical world on a one-on-one basis. It is through technology. So you are interacting through a picture, a moving picture, a video. So you're not interacting. So internet is a place where many people assume anonymity. Okay, the first day when I was attending this intersection, some of you hadn't put your names, and I know you don't put your names also because of the security reasons. Okay, but a lot of times the young people have the names like superstar and all those names by which they don't want to identify themselves. And a lot of platforms like Discord and other platforms, they don't, I mean, they will not check, and for them these kind of anonymity is fine. And then when the people are anonymous, then like I told you that they tend to do those things which they otherwise would not do in a face-to-face environment. Okay, so going ahead, this is one of the case. Meet Susan. Susan, a 42-year-old man posing as a 15-year-old girl online. Now, for past 2 days, you have been told about cybersecurity and how people can impersonate, how people can assume fake identity, and especially on social media, they can befriend the young kids and win their trust and get them to share their photos and other personal details and then start blackmailing. This is one of the things. The other is somebody posing from the bank and asking you details of some income tax office, which Jagdish sir shared in detail with you. So what are they doing? They are also assuming a fake identity. Anonymously, they are hacking and taking away the data. So on internet, it is very easy to do those things under a fake identity, under a fake name, because a lot of people think wrongly that they cannot be traced. Yes, maybe if somebody is, sending me wrong messages, I may not be able to trace that person's IP, but I can definitely report to the right appropriate departments and get him or her traced. But as a common person, I cannot trace. I cannot verify. And social media does not verify, social media platforms do not verify a person's details. They don't ask for things like Aadhaar card and other things. Anybody can assume a 10-year-old can assume the identity of a 13-year-old and go on social media. A 50-year-old can assume the identity of a 15-year-old schoolboy, schoolgirl, and assume the identity of that person using a fake photo. So this is how the anonymity works, and this is what makes the internet very, very unsafe. Why? And because of this anonymity, in the center is the bullying. Bullying has been there since time immemorial in schools and colleges, but now bullying has amplified due to the technology. A lot of time, what happens? Let's say that I have had a fight with another friend in the class, and now I want to get back at him or her, but I am scared to do it on one-on-one face-to-face basis. So I'm very angry, and I go online and I write all kind of things, and I am reckless, I'm stupidly brave to write that, because while writing these, I'm secure in my house in front of my device, computer or laptop. So one side of me is feeling secure, and I go and write and do all this trolling and bullying and calling names over there. Okay, not realizing that it is attributed to me. Or sometimes I may even go under the fake identity and do it. And it is not the brave people who do cyberbullying. It is the weakest people, cowards who do the cyberbullying, because they don't have the courage to talk face to face. Okay, so then hacking is another thing, another issue. Like you were just told that banks, etc., hack the details, assuming anonymity or fake identity and all, and in an invisibility cloak. Then there is plagiarism is happening. A lot of plagiarism is happening, and students are picking up stuff from the other places. Okay, and then there is a lot of name calling. Let's say if Kohli scores 0 in a couple of matches, then there is trolling all from everywhere, and people may or may not write their names. So because internet offers this, I should say that facility, which is not a good one, for this anonymity, people become brave. Now, young people, especially the young people, are victims of, they are victims of this issue, but young peoples are also sometimes the perpetrators. Because amongst themselves, also, they do bullying. Okay, they do name calling. There is a lot of plagiarism issues. Okay, even the young people do that. Okay, why do the young people also do that? Why does anybody do that? Despite us teaching them values and ethics, despite them behaving in an ethical manner in a classroom, in a face-to-face world, with their family, with their school, but online they may not do it because the values and ethics of the physical world are not being applied by them in virtual world. They are not able to apply. And here, I would say it is not their fault because every time we are telling them that don't talk to a stranger, but how many times we tell them don't talk to a stranger in the online domain? Don't go to the park in dark, but do we tell them not to go to places online? A lot of time we just let them be. Why we let them be? Because they are digital natives. They are born in the world where technology and internet exists, and they are much more savvy than us. And we are migrants who have migrated from the non-internet world to the internet world. Okay. And we feel, oh, my child or my students are very savvy, so they don't need any help. No, they may not need help for technology. Technology part, they are pretty good at. But do you think that their mind, their brains are actually matured enough? Can they do that critical analysis during a difficult decision-making time? They need help. They need help of adults over there. So we need to always connect. Whenever we are talking about values and ethics in the classroom, our book should have one chapter on, definitely one chapter. If not every chapter, there should be, there is an example, but definitely one chapter should be devoted to following the values and ethics in the virtual space also. And why? Virtual space gives us a lot of opportunities. It gives us a lot of power. Okay, did we ever think that a few years back we'll be connecting like this online, or we'll be connecting with resource persons across the world? Or did we ever think that we will be using Google 3D maps to go to a certain place, or using technology to teach the way we teach? So internet has given us a lot of power. Now, whether we want to make positive or negative use of that power, that depends on our moral values and ethics, which is driven by our moral compass. So that's why it's very important to inculcate values with respect to their virtual life, their online transaction, their internet usage, giving examples every time. So these are some of the values which are listed. I don't need to tell you. You all are masters of this, having mentored the learners for so many years. So I'm talking now of essential values needed in the online space, very essential values. Coming from the fact that I told you on internet, you can be invisible and anonymous, authenticity is very important. You are what you are. Okay, just because you want to do a wrong thing, for that activity, don't have an assumed name and think you will get away with it. Because if you are authentic, then you will be honest and you will follow the integrity. The second is accountability. Accountability is very important because you are responsible for your own actions. You take ownership of your own actions. And you will be accountable only if you are authentic. Another one is empathy. We find on internet people can be very, very mean. Okay, they can be, like I said, that if I don't have the guts to say anything to my friend, then I will go behind, behind my screen and I will say. And then sadly, these students who we have a tradition of respecting our gurus, respecting our teachers, and we still do have. But there are anomalies like some students who, there are sites where the students can post inappropriate things about their teachers, and they do, and some of them do. I've conducted sessions only for that. And so empathy that you can have when you have kindness and altruism, instead of taking advantage of a situation, you have to understand why a person did it and how I can be, kind and not mean to the person. The other is respect, tolerance, trust. Just because we are not face to face, just because we are in the online world, we troll everybody, and people are use racist language, people use inappropriate language. Like I gave the example that if a cricketer doesn't work well, there are threats to his family and all that. These things were not there earlier. Technology has given us the power to reach out. Technology has given the power to share our thoughts, and what we feel. It doesn't mean that let's do it and then let's hurt people around. It means that let us do it keeping the values in our mind, the moral compass in front of us. Now, moving on, that is why the young people need to reflect. Okay, what they are posting, what they are talking about, which platform, where, about whom they are posting, when are they doing, how it is, are they sharing photos, etc., inappropriate things. Let's say a friend shared, two girls are friends, and then it's everybody wants to take selfie. So they have shared selfies with each other, and their selfie may or may not be very appropriate for a public domain. But when they have fight, the other friend shares her photos, etc. So to just take revenge. So she has not been driven by value. She's not been driven by her moral compass. So there, once we remind our children constantly, we give them examples, then the children will automatically connect them to their actions in the online world also. Because in the real world, let's say nobody will post a photo of that person in the community hall or in the school notice board, but in online, because we have the power to do it, we use that power very, very wrongly. So I also want to say that there is, no difference between real and the digital world now, especially for the young people. Okay, all of us spend so much of time online. Now, as far as you are concerned, for past 2 days and today, you have been doing learning in the digital world, just as you would have done the learning in the real world. Okay, so you are a student for this 3 days. Otherwise, you would have had to travel. So there is no difference. Whatever you could have learned by traveling to CIT and undergoing this workshop, you have learned sitting at home. So there is no difference. It's just the medium changes. That is it. So there is no difference. There is no separation. And as far as children's mind is come, there is no separation. We adults, like I said, who are digital migrants from a non-internet world to an internet world later in our life, we do have some kind of separation. But for young people, the virtual world is an extension of their real world. And they spend much, much more time in the virtual world than in the real world interacting with others. So whatever we do in the virtual world, there are implications. There are socio-technical implications. There are implications of all our actions in the virtual world. So how technology usage defines our image in the society, that depends on us. Okay, like how we conduct ourselves in the real world depends on us. Okay, depends on what is a focus in life, what is our outlook in life, what values we are driven by, what we want to achieve. Similarly, usage of technology also defines you, what you are, because there is no difference between the real and the virtual world. And how we conduct ourselves in the virtual world, our personality is formed. Like in the real world, people will call us kind. If we do kind things, people will call us jolly. If we laugh a lot. Similarly, Each one of us has a digital persona because of a digital presence. We post on social media, the kind of posts we do on social media. If those posts are, I'm actually, calling out names, or I'm putting up racial or abusive posts and all that. So what does that define me? It defines me as a very negative person, and nobody will like to like those posts or come near. So it's a very negative persona that I'm projecting. But if on online I have to be my authentic self, but then I also have to have value like empathy and respectfulness and tolerance, which I have to do which have to be in the real life. And this digital persona is made up of your actions, your online practices, and then it forms your digital reputation of what kind of person you are. Okay, whether you are a person who's enabling, kind, loving, supportive person, or you're just calling out people, or you're calling out the negatives. So we have to tell this, especially the young ones, because their personalities are getting formed. They are starting their life now. So we have to guide them. So we have to be their moral compass for some time. Okay. So our reputation is formed by the physical and the virtual world combined. There is no separate reputation. Okay. Any questions till now? Or should I take the questions in the end, Ms. Sejal? Okay. So again and again, I'm putting the point across that there is no difference between the virtual and the physical world. I'll give you another example of yourself. The certificate you will get after this training, would it not be as valuable as a certificate you would have got when you would have come to CIT and done the training? No difference, no? So there is no difference at all. So our reputation is the most important thing for a person, isn't it? And like I said, that all of us are conscious of that reputation, but the young children, the young people are sometimes careless because they do not understand the repercussions of spoiling their digital persona or reputation. And here we have to guide them, we have to handhold them. Why? Because our online actions and online reputations in the real world are recorded. Okay. So have you heard of digital footprints? So can I have somebody like, a couple of, anybody who wants to share what do you mean by digital footprints? It'll be nice. So what is a digital footprint? We all know what are footprints. So what is a digital footprint? Traces of any online activity, your social posts, traces left behind while surfing a website, online presence, leaving a logins, all activities in the digital world, even deleted pictures, very good. Digitally activity recording, tracing, excellent. All digital activities, yes, absolutely, all digital activities are traces while being online. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your responses. So basically, we leave our footprints everywhere. Okay. And we leave our footprints on the sand. What happens? The wind comes, the waves come, they blow it away, and the footprints disappear. Okay. We leave our footprints. Let's say that you are cementing your, front yard or the road, and the road is getting cemented, and then you don't want anybody to step in over there because those footprints will come. And if those footprints come at that time, can you wash them away? Can you clean them? No, you cannot clean them. They will remain forever. They will remain till such time another layer of cement is put over there, isn't it? So they are not absolutely permanent. They still can be removed by another layer of cement. But your footprints in the online world are permanent. They are not seen. In the virtual world, things are not seen, but your footprints are there. Many of you who responded and are still responding have said that any online activity, that there is a footprint thing, and there are all those social media and other platform icons. So whether you post anything, send an email, answer an email, like something, comment on something, post a picture, sometimes view also. So all these are recorded. All these are recorded. Like, how does Facebook or other social media you go to? They give you personalized posts. Let's say I have browsed about buying shoes online. Okay, sports shoes. So what will happen? That on my social media, after some time, I will start getting ads and details about good shoes and sale somewhere for shoes and all that, because that this is recorded. Whatever we post is recorded. The young people don't understand this. Let's say a young boy comes home after a fight with his friend or with his teacher and posts something negative, and then later some sense prevails in him, or he is told, or he or she is told by somebody that no, this was not good, please delete it. So they go ahead and delete, but it may get deleted from their own timeline. But by then, somebody might have taken a photo of it or forwarded it. So it will always be there on social media. They say on internet, if you post something, if any activity is permanent, it goes viral very fast, and it comes round and round and round back to you to trouble. So we have to explain the concept of digital footprints to the young ones, because positive digital footprints will actually make their digital persona positive, and negative will make that negative. So we have to tell them how to leave positive footprints behind. The second is image in the society. And why image in the society? Because all of us are conscious. Nobody, like I said, wants to be labeled as a troublesome person. Okay, and let's say if I have done something wrong, and I have done something wrong in one school and I'm suspended, will the other school take me? No. The other school will ask 10 questions on why you were actually suspended from the school. Okay, acceptance in the society. Then admissions to colleges. Because if you are reckless with your online postings, if your digital footprints or your digital persona is not positive, you can be denied admission to colleges. Here, I always quote two examples, because these are real examples which I have read in the newspaper and came to know of. One is, one student in Florida got admission in Harvard, and provisional admission in Harvard. And after that, his social media account was checked, because authorities understand that you may be, go there very nicely, you may be getting top grades, but the real personality is in your social media accounts. So it was checked, and he was found to be negative, racial, and abusive, and they cancelled the admission. He went to the court, but the court said that the college has the authority to refuse. There was another young girl who got a job in NASA, and she wrote on her social media site, I got a job in asterisk NASA, with some not so good word, 4-letter word. And I am a asterisk elated or something of that type. So she did not use good words while she was actually sharing her happiness on social media. So she wrote a few sentences like this, and her this thing was revoked. She was not allowed to join NASA, because they said that if you are posting like this, we don't want you there. And there was a news item with the pictures of her Twitter post. So we have to make the young ones aware. And then come to job prospects. Again, when we hire a job, when we hire a person, the person may come very nicely, suitable with the fantastic credentials and very good in talking. We always go back, we do the review check and always go back to the social. Okay, the marriage prospects. When I was with Facebook, a lot of requests were by the young girls and their families that can you delete a part of her social media accounts. We have deleted, but others still have those pictures of her being with a boyfriend and she's going to get married. No, you cannot. It is there forever. So her friends may have downloaded it, somebody would have taken a screenshot of that, and somebody would have forwarded it. So whatever you post on social media is always going to be there. This we have to tell the young people while also talking about the ethics and morals on what, why, and how to be used. Now, role of parents and educators. So we as parents and as educators and as mentors, we always have to play, we are always playing huge role in shaping the personality. Today, if I am what I am, I owe it to my parents, of course, and also whole lot to my educators. A lot of you would be having your students who are successful in various places coming and touching your feet even after years and years of leaving your class. So educators, as educators, we have a lot of influence on the minds of the children. So what we need to do is we need to connect values and ethics with the online. Like I said, we teach values for the physical world, but now there is no difference between the physical and the online world. In the online world, we need to have more stringent values than in the physical world because we are in a place where we can be invisible. We need to educate and empower and sensitize the young ones to the aspects which I told you, the digital footprints and their future prospects and their digital persona and all that. Include it in the school curriculum. Not leave it to one computer teacher or one chart in the computer room, and include it in the curriculum. If let's say there is a lesson on kindness. Okay, there's a story about a young girl being kind to a stray cat or something. So in that, you could also include example of online kindness. So the children will identify it. It'll be in their DNA. We must avoid best online behaviors. Okay, if somebody has done a senior student in the school who's been kind to somebody on social media, because you can do a lot of good work. Like there was a class 12 student who connected with an organization online and got his other classmates to donate medicines for the relief fund. And all was done online. So this is altruism, this is kindness. So if this kind of a thing you see, you avoid it. Provide counseling. Punishment is not the way, because like I said, if the young ones are being reckless, I as a parent, I as an educator is also to take it. And punishment, they're doing it because they don't know right from wrong. So counseling is very, very important. Okay, yes, at times punishment, but counseling is very important. Get to the root of it. Why the child did what he or she did, and then help the child. So a lot of schools have counselors these days. Most of the schools have counselors these days. And the counselors have to be actually sensitized to these online issues so that they can actually help the children. So provide training programs for the counselors. Hold digital camps. So there are, in digital camps, you can have essays on online friendship, on the kindness, on, you can have different kind of activities. Students can have a play, they can do a play, somebody can write a poem. So this is the way to encourage a particular concept. Sorry. And okay. And the last one, the most important one is be role models. You and me have to first behave in that way. Okay, there are like, for example, in the real world also, sometimes we are not very good role models. Let's say somebody comes to my house in the afternoon and I'm sleeping and I don't want to talk to that person. So I tell my child, go and tell that person I'm not home. So what kind of role model am I? Or I have phone, I have a no usage phone on the dining table. But I take the phone on the dining table saying, no, it's because my boss will call. But you can't use your phone and talk to your friend. So that's not being a role model. That's just enforcing things because you're in a position to enforce. And lastly, I have not written here, which I should have. That is that hold sessions with the parents. Parents should be on the lookout. The parents can provide this kind of guidance because, like I told you, that a lot of children, most of the children are first generation users of internet across many schools in India. So the parents have no idea. They may be even the first generation technology users in some part of India, a lot of part of India. So, have parents in your home, talk to them. So as educators, we don't have to go out of our way. We just have to slide the discussions of online or ethics in a regular on ethics and values classes and discussions. So we have to encourage the students to use the traffic signal analogy. Stop with whom you're connecting by and think if you're connecting with the right people, and if the green light, if you're thinking if you're connecting with the right people, then enjoy the safe internet experience. So when I'm uploading something, uploading a photo, writing a post, liking a post, sending an email, I should first stop. Am I doing the right thing? Think what, why, how, where, when, whom, all the W things. Okay, W words. And then after thinking for let's say 30 seconds, 1 minute, if I'm convinced that I'm doing the right thing, enjoy the benefits of internet, because internet gives huge potential for growth. And we should not be denying ourselves, or especially the young ones who have to thrive in the digital age going ahead. Okay, so again, the safety rules and values followed in the real world need to be followed in the digital. Very, very important. And like I told you, internet gives us a lot of power. And the children love the Spider-Man. They look up to Spider-Man. They keep on watching Spider-Man movies. They keep on talking about it. So give them the example of Spider-Man they will connect with. The motto of Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility. So internet has given you power, but use that power with a lot of responsibility, right? So I just want to quickly share this with you, that we have the rights, the society, the technology, the nation has given us the rights, but those rights have to be enjoyed with the responsibilities. If I want to have my own privacy, I have to have the value to respect other person's privacy. Security, don't compromise on security of the others. So this is so if you are enjoying a right, then you have your moral responsibility to let the others also enjoy the right. Okay, and last slide will be the ethical digital citizens we have to mentor, because the ethical digital citizens will make the responsible citizens of India. They will grow up into responsible citizens of India. And it is a global world. The world is small, without borders in the virtual world. Only if they understand the responsible use of technology, they have a positive persona, they have an enabling reputation, and they have a very strong moral compass of what is right and wrong, then only they can be successful global citizens. So thank you so much, my friends. I hope this session has been of help, and I'm ready to take questions now.
The participants can ask their questions. Please kindly raise your hand.